So I don't really have a good way of showing this is cold start, but yeah, it's a two-stroke, so you'll understand when we take a second to get her going. Choke in. So, as you can hear, she's pretty rowdy. Let's see, details about this motor. Every single cylinder is individually carbureted, so it's very much a race motor in that aspect, as most outboards are. Very overstrung. 6-cylinder and 150 horsepower. I do not think that you can over carburate these to be the 200, but you know, hey, race guys, you can correct me in the comments. This is a Stratos 285 ProXL dual console. Stratos, this was really ahead of its time. As you can see, it's all composite construction. So this is a 2004 hull. Important distinction because I believe 2005, 2006, they upgraded this hull to a 200 horsepower max capacity. This is 2004. The 150 is the max capacity. Although the blogs will tell you they didn't change anything about the hull mold, nothing about the stringers or anything in the back to reinforce it. So if you're repowering, I think this could handle 200 horsepower all day. At the console here, we've got HDS hook 12. This is the TS model, so it's got side scan, down scan. It's all manual controls, but a great unit for the price. Comes with the boat. We've got a hot foot down here, as well as the Pro Trim control. That really makes this thing drive like a sports car out there on the water. I have had this above 50 miles an hour, so she will definitely haul. The seats are definitely the worst part of the boat. You can see they are worse for wear. They could either use a recovering or replacement. I'll have a link down in the description for where you can get a good replacement set for these for about 500 bucks, and I'll pre-discount the boat that 500 bucks for you, so you can pick up yourself some new seats and install them. Up front, huge deck. This is a 19-foot boat, and so great beam, great deck size to have two guys out here if you're flipping in the spawn. I've already put it back into storage, but normally up front here we've got a Minn Kota i6 with the built-in transducer, and so that is the control, sorry, motor guide. What am I thinking, Minn Kota? Motor guide, i6 fly-by-wire drive. Great unit. It's only 12 volts, but that's plenty. This boat only weighs just north of 2,800 pounds, if you believe it or not. That's without the engine, but extremely light craft. That's why it's only on a single axle trailer. This trailer is built for it back in 2004. Great unit. I've never had any problems with it. It's got bearing buddies on it. Let's see, spare as well as the tires are brand new. They have less than 1,000 miles on them, and they are, you know, not the cheap Chinese stuff. They are Carl Stars. They are very, very good radial tires from Goodyear. So yeah, nothing bad to say about these. Expense, no expense on those. Let's see here. Gel coat. Gel coat is in great shape for a boat of this age. I honestly am not a gel coat expert, so I haven't messed with it. I've only done a light shine here. I've never refinished this. The colorway to me, I think, is really fun, really unique. Green is certainly coming back in style, so I do like that about this boat. However, I know it's not everybody's taste. In the photos, you'll see more details about the separated live well there. Out back here, let's flip this over and rotate the handle so it's unlocked. Other way, dummy. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so in the back here, as you could hear, this battery here is for the starter on the motor, and as you can see, that thing was pretty much flat dead, so hence the struggle on the startup. That's all right. That comes back here to a kill switch. It does have the option to route it to be a 2 battery system. So if you are making some long runs and you're worried about battery capacity, you could wire this up to bridge to the house battery over there, and start the motor off of 2 at once if you wanted to. I'm only doing short runs out in the Potomac, so I've never really been concerned about that, so I didn't wire it as such, but it should be easy to jump over into. There's your house battery. I'm running around all the electronics. I ran it that way, completely separated and isolated from the engine. I hear it's better for the transducer, so that's why I chose to run it that way. This is your VRO oil tank. I did deactivate the oil system, the VRO, on this motor because where I fish there's a very, very long idle time, and it was fouling up the spark plugs a bit. So I've got the in the fuel tank up here, there's a premix 50 ratio, and got the bottle here, so I just premix that 50 to 1 and call it good. Oh, shout out to Ethanol Shield. Great stuff. Never had a problem with it. For the next guy, I already did rebuild all 6 carburetors on this just to give you peace of mind. I would hate to hand off a boat to somebody and then they have any issues with it, so that is completely refreshed on the carburetor side. Hydraulic steering, I shouldn't skip over that. This boat did come from factory with hydraulic steering. Really something nice for back in 2004. I've really come to like it. I grew up on boats with just the cable, and yeah, you can steer this thing with one finger. It's really nice, and certainly more reliable than the modern electric stuff. There's guys who've been killed when their batteries or fuses go out and they lose steering. So this is very bulletproof. What else we have down here? We've got mix of pumps. So that's your live well fill, and then you've got your recirc and your bilge down there at the bottom. This pump, unfortunately, the selector for the recirc or the fill, that did snap off. I believe this came from factory like this, so it's, you know, not surprising. The plastic got a little brittle, so I'm happy to discount the boat for the cost of replacing something like that. Nice thing is the wires are already fished for you, so just buy the new selector here from Flow-Rite, and you'll be off to the races. One other thing I'll highlight is this 100 amp hour 12 volt lithium battery that goes wired up to the trolling motor, goes through this 100 amp breaker, or sorry, 60 amp breaker. The trolling motor is has a 12 volt and a transducer built in. It doesn't pull that many amps, so 60 should be plenty to protect that for many instances. This has its own overcharge protector in the battery management system. It also won't charge if it's too cold or too hot, so it's all protected there. So yeah, that's everything we got.